for me, I would say like falling in love with the work when we watched that James Harden video. I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
Like when you're at a point in your life and you don't know whether like what you're doing is good enough or whether or not people are noticing or not, just put your head down. It doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people watching you. Doesn't matter if you're alone. Doesn't matter if nothing. Like all that matters is that you prove to yourself that you put in the work, that you know what you're doing is the right thing, and the things that you continue to doing, whether it's your schoolwork, balancing your schedule, putting the work in the wall, whatever, all those things. If you do that and you're happy with what you're doing, keep doing it, and then things will come to you. And if they don't, then put your head down again and just get back after it.
At least you, and to your mindset there, whether you get the results or you don't, you can look back and you say, I did the work. You know?
I don't regret anything. I mean, sometimes, I guess freshman year, sophomore year, maybe I wish I would have cared a little bit more. But once I started falling back into the good patterns and good habits, then things started going my way, and I was a lot happier than I was before.
Definitely what I would tell my younger self is, like, don't be afraid to, like, reach out for help. I remember, like, me and my best friend, like, senior high school, like, winter, like, we weren't playing any sports, so, like, we both got, like, a weightlifting trainer, and, like, it made, like, a huge difference. Like, Mike, you can smile. And it made, like, a huge difference. So, like, reaching out for help, like, definitely really helps. And like John said, I just remember, like, senior year of high school, like, every day over winter break, me and 3 friends would go to the field and shoot every day. And then academics in college, definitely, again, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like Timmy said, my first paper, I think I got like a C-. And I just like was done with school and had to have people like help me through like economics and writing papers and everything. So definitely don't be afraid to ask anyone to like help you along the way.
I've had a lot of injuries throughout my career that I probably could have avoided if I cared more about it. Freshman, sophomore year, I was always banged up. Junior year too, and then junior year I really started watching what I was eating, stretching, and just getting in the ice baths and really just caring about my body. Definitely saw a big result. Academics have always been pretty good, just like to make sure you get the work done and don't stop pushing it off because eventually you have to do it. And lacrosse-wise, just like put in the work more. I wish I would have hit the wall more and shot more when I was younger. Really just like getting your priorities straight.
Now, Dan, just take me through, a typical day for you in the spring. If, you got the afternoon block of practice, as a guy who spent a lot of time in the training room and stuff, like where did you, was it for you, was it class in the morning and then was it, then did you get your wall ball in, then you hit the training room, then you went to practice, then class, like then you eat, like what was your day like?
I would usually wake up, always have like a pretty good breakfast, eggs and toast.
What time are you getting up?
I like sleeping in, so like I'm not like one who gets up crazy early. So like if I have like a 9:30, I'll get up at like 8:50, make something, then go to class, then come down to the training room, stretch a little bit, get in the heat bath, and then go to film, get a nice wall ball in before practice, and then after practice, usually just stretch.
For me, definitely starting with high school, having the same work ethic in terms of lacrosse and academics that I had in college. Based on like the business program I was in and just college lacrosse, definitely forced me to up everything to an extreme. And if I had that same work ethic to that level in high school, I think it would have helped me out a lot more. Just going back to like the schedule, like I think my sophomore year, for me, it was like I would wake up at 7:30, leave the room before 8 o'clock, and I wouldn't get back to my room until like 8, 9 o'clock at night, just whether it was fitting in like 6 to 8 meals a day, putting in a couple hours worth of work, having 4 classes throughout the day. So I think if I had that self-motivation that I had throughout college and high school, it would have helped me out a lot in setting a better foundation more early on. And I think that's just all part of the bigger picture. Having everything tied together will, enhance the rest of it.
Okay. So I would say like my biggest thing, like coming out of high school, was like I was so committed to lacrosse that I would really tell myself to focus more on school. My whole thing was I'm going to school to play lacrosse. I'll do school afterwards, which doesn't help you out in the long run because school is your primary choice. You're going to school first, and then you have athletics on the side. That's your cherry on top, I would say. So the biggest thing I would say is like to myself is like focus more on school, make sure you're getting it done in the classroom. Prioritize that more so than anything. I kind of dug myself a hole and academically didn't put myself in the best situation. Learned a lesson from it and prioritize schoolwork more. I never really had an issue with having like putting time towards lacrosse or training because that was like my getaway from school. I'm not really a school kid, so I'd say lacrosse wise, like I always had fun going training, shooting, working out, stuff like that. And then like as you get older, you just kind of learn like the ways to go about it and how to plan your time. Big thing is management, time management, and figuring out what you want to do to succeed. I made a big change this year where I was waking up early to be able to make sure that I was getting all my stuff in. So I was waking up 5:30 in the morning, coming in, working out, getting breakfast, going to class, then coming back, hitting the wall, doing whatever, stretching and stuff, going into the treatment room, getting treatment before meetings. Then you come back to the training room after meetings, get whatever else you had to get done, practice. After practice, you stick around with a couple guys, do stuff, get more meals in you. And then at night, you figure out the time to get your work done. Was really how I planned my schedule the best. That's what worked best for me, was figuring out when I was going to succeed at what time. So like I was a big get up early to get my lift in, but then at night it was more relaxing. Instead of getting the blood flow going in the weight room, it was more so relaxing and paying attention to schoolwork, which was I would say successful for me and my path now.
So for you, it just sounded like you were a guy who just needed to be very regimented. You like to cut your day up into kind of slots and be like, all right, I'm going to prioritize this. I'm going to do this here, 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 and here. And then I know my energy level at the end of the day. All right, I'm starting to come down. Now I'm going to be in the best position to really do my academics. And then I'm going to go to sleep and then get up and just do it all again tomorrow. Is that
Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah, I'd say for me, the best thing was a schedule. If I was like freelancing or doing something along the lines of that, I had no determination to do anything if it wasn't planned.
Like you can get stronger, you can get in shape way quicker than you could master a left hand. So I think doing that when you're younger is definitely better, and it'll help you in the long run, because I still probably can't even use my left hand, and I'm a senior. So definitely back in high school, like if I was on the wall going lefty all the time, lefty righty, and shooting all the time, like I did this year, then I think it would help me definitely a lot more at where I'm at now. Because I just feel like you can get in shape within literally like a month tops. You can get stronger in a month, but it takes a long time to be able to get a left hand or to perfect your shot or just all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean the amount of hours and time that you have to put into something that you want to be good at, I think obviously you guys understand at this point in your career just what kind of discipline and what kind of commitment it takes to be good at something. And it takes a really, really, really long time. And, you know, as Michael was saying, and a lot of you guys, what it sounds like is just prioritizing your days and how you're going to spend your time, because we talked about in the first meeting in the spring, your habits are everything. What you do on a consistent basis day to day is going to determine what kind of success and results that you're going to get. So if you are doing things consistently over a long period of time and you map them out and you stick to it, I think eventually you're going to see the kind of results, you know, that you want. And that is applicable to really any aspect of life, whether it's lacrosse or you want to be good at something or you want to be, you know, somewhere in the business field or whatever, you know, profession you pursue. If you want to be good at something, you're going to have to spend a lot of time on it and then just rinse and repeat doing things over and over and over again so that you form habits that are repeatable and, you know, stuff that's going to make you go down a path of where you want to go. It's not just It's not just going to happen. And I think a lot of these kids growing up in the world of instant gratification with, the cell phone, everything is a click away. Whereas your left hand development, you can't click a button. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lot of time to develop that and really evolve into where you want it to be. And part of that is mentally and emotionally just kind of having that mindset of, all right, if I do things the right way consistently over a long period of time, I'm going to develop habits and then good things are going to happen for me. So, I think that's something that young people struggle with today, is just that they want things quickly, and things that require skill don't come quickly,
When like Wolf, you came in and stuff, it was a lot more hands-on, and like I think everyone just expects more from you as a player, and just like as a person too. Like it's not just like, oh, when you're down with lacrosse, like that's the only time like you have to be like aware of what you're doing. I think a big thing was being aware like all times of everything that you're doing, because you represent like not just yourself, like you represent the school, you represent like the lacrosse team, like you and all your friends on the team, like you represent them. So I think a big thing was just like understanding how to be just like more of an adult, honestly, in all aspects of like college life.
Like if you guys are saying you walked out of the program, some of you been here, you two should have a doctorate. But
you know how long a doctorate takes?
7 years, you're on your way. If you walked out of anything like from this program in your experience here, like what did you learn? Like just briefly, like, all right, now I know how to what?
I would say the biggest thing that I learned is just actually being able to handle like a massive workload through multiple aspects. So like school, lacrosse, like balancing like social life, like all that stuff. Like I think the team and just being in college helped me learn how to do all those things.
Why?
Knowing what you need in your life to get you to where you want, and the things that are going to hold you back in life. So like you stay away from those things and focus on the things that you need to be focusing on, so you excel and move forward in life.
Tommy?
Having a thick skin and being able to take criticism, because they just want you to get to where you need to be.
Danny?
Time management, just figuring out what you got to do and getting it done.
Leibs?
Being resilient, getting knocked down, getting up again, just managing your time and being the hardest worker in the room. So be good under pressure.
Dale?
Definitely just not giving up when things don't go your way. I just feel like I put in a bunch of hours every week, and things weren't always going my way, but I didn't just like let it stop me from working hard, and then it definitely paid off in the end.
I think you find peace in that. Like, all right, I worked really hard, and I probably didn't get as much as what I wanted, but I know that looking back, all right, like I put in the time, and I think there's value in that, whether you're actually getting minutes or not. You'll learn that in your life, like, and especially when you guys, move into the work field, when you're with people who've been through significant duress and challenges, they respond a lot differently to people who, when things don't go well, they're like just completely rattled, and you'll be like, this is nothing. Like, follow me, I got this. So I think being a part of a program, with positive influences on you, I think is going to take you guys, a long way. And got little Bjorn's taking you into the weekend. All right.
Oh.
It's Friday, boys! Have a good weekend, baby! Woo! There you go, Dale.